Welcome to A Woman's Brew, where women talk about beer. This is a very special bonus episode for you because we have obviously put out that we're just massive Brewdog fans and it's Collabfest. Due to the lockdown at this time, unfortunately, people are unable to go to bars to get their beers, but Brewdog have pulled off an epic pivot and they have canned via 10 crowler machines 32,000 cans and put them out to people who have bought the boxes in advance. So our boxes are appearing. I've got both of mine. Tori's very jealous. Tori has got her pale.
I've got one. I've got my dark. That's it.
And we thought we would just have a little chat to you about it. This is going to be a bit of a choppy episode. We're going to come backwards and forwards about things. We might do some tasting of them, show you what we've got. So we're two beer drinking women on a mission to get more people drinking and talking about great beer. Come join us. All right, on our very special Collabfest episode. I think we're just two. I'm really excited. I don't know about you. I'm so excited.
I feel like this is just like spawned. Like we weren't necessarily planning on doing this. I know you definitely weren't expecting to get 2 boxes today. I wasn't expecting to get a box today.
Yep.
I was on a conference call and my husband's like, "You've got more beer," and I was like, "I didn't order any beer," and he's like, "Well, you did," and I was like, I swear I didn't order any more beer, just the Collabfest box, like because it came in he brought in a Brewdog box. So I was like, I swear I already got my order from Brewdog. I don't. And then I was like, hang on a second. And then I made him stand there and watch as I took them out. And there's nothing. I don't know if anyone else has got theirs. And I mean, by the time this comes out, everyone that's had theirs will have it. But there's no notes at all about what they are. It's just who's done it, who the collaboration is, and what the beer is called. So I basically just went, I've got this one. I don't know what it is. And I've got this one. I don't know what it is. So I made him sit there and watch me as I went through every single one. And he's like, don't even know who that is.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So we're very excited, and we decided we thought we'd check in and do updates throughout the whole weekend and then piece it into one big special episode.
Just for you guys. We're gonna share our excitement and the madness of all of this with you. Both of mine came, and I started seeing posts from people saying mine's appeared. DPD have done it, and there's no notifications going out, they just appear. And literally I can see the road out of my window while I'm working from home, sitting there working, and the DPD van went past my house 3 times, and I'm just sitting there going, come back with my beer. I don't know. My husband's in his room doing his work, and I'm like, I don't think they've got my beer today. He's like, right.
That's it. Is then every van that came down the road that did, because I live on a close, so they all drive slow to do like a turn around and go out. And every van that went by, I was like, I've got one. There was one that rocked up, stopped out in front of our house. It was a van that I didn't recognize, and I was like, and it was like, same day delivery. And I was thinking, London, it's an hour and a half from here, drive to Tower Hill. So surely maybe it's just a small courier company I've never heard of. Then I see him unloading loft insulation, and I was like, that is not my beer. I cannot drink loft insulation. No. That is for a stupid loft. Who said that should come today? I was not happy. I was like, what? So I never got my pails. Did yours come from Tower Hill? Because mine came from Tower Hill.
So they've all come from Tower Hill. Every single box.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll do a little rundown because I've been looking at the stats. So what they did was they borrowed crowler machines from 9 Brewdog bars that are closed and put that with the crowler machine at Tower Hill. And so they had 10. And then they had to make up 2,618 cases of beer, which was 31,416 cans. And they were all made at Tower Hill. So they had 60 plus team members, and they poured 916 kegs worth of beer in 4 days into cans.
Yeah, so they were predicted to do that in 10, actually. Apparently it was supposed to take 10 days. So my friend that was working there said, we were supposed to take 10 days to do it. We did it in 4.
So they like got it down. So they worked out how quickly they moved. So the cans, like the crowler machines, are not meant to can 32,000 cans of beer.
No.
So they had to work out how they were going to do that. So each machine got alternated, and they had to the machines had a break of 25 seconds between canning. Over the 4 days, they did a minimum of 8,000 cans a day. And the team worked for 12 hours a day, including lunch breaks and some delays that happened. They did an average of 2.7 cans per minute per team member across the team, meaning 13 cans a minute, which is 780 cans an hour. It's madness. There's a really good video on that Brewdog have shared on their socials, I think, of them doing it. And it's just like it was like a machine. Well, the humans doing it were like a machine. Like they had it all stacked out, and there's just like tables.
Well, they all had different jobs.
Cans.
So it was like my mate was assembling the boxes at one point in the day, and then it was okay, now we're packing the box. So like they had people packing the boxes, literally just assembling the boxes, doing the labels, doing the actual like pouring, doing the actual crowler, like the canning part of it. And it was just a very well-oiled machine, I think. And it shows the fact they did it. They cut down, they did it in less than half the time they had anticipated. And I think that's probably why they announced today that they're doing the virtual pub again. They're going to do that for the event on Saturday. And I think they probably were hesitant to announce that before they knew that all the cans were done and actually out the door, because even once they finished canning, they got picked up on Monday for delivery, and they were probably like, what if someone doesn't show up to pick them up? We can't have it announced and there and it's not gone out yet. So I think they were probably crapping it a bit, thinking, oh my god.
Well, they announced
such a fantastic job.
So they announced yesterday, they were like, the boxes have all been picked up, they're going to DPT soon, you should get them Friday. And then this morning people are like, I've got mine, oh, mine's arrived. And we were like, what? And they've like, DPT have just got them out the door and they're here. So we've both got 2 boxes coming. You've only got one. There's yours. I took
mine out of the fridge. They were in the fridge and I took them out just for this video, and then they're all the dark, so I'm not so concerned about them sitting out for about 10 minutes. This is why we're a bit like chaotic, because we're like, we just want to talk about them. So in the box there was a mixture of things that were in the boxes. So some people have just got beer because they ran out of bits, but if you're watching the video, I've got a few of the bits. So I got a fortune cookie. I don't need the fortune cookies yet because I haven't been able to go to a bar. Yeah, me either.
And then this that looks like an oldie-timey matchbook is actually a packet of hops. So you can grow your own hops at home, which I've tried to do and didn't manage to do. But there's a QR code with instructions of how to do it. So
follow the instructions.
I will be following those instructions.
I opened them thinking it was going to be matches, and I was like, this is really old school. And then I opened it, it was like, oh, it's hops, this is great. A little Collabfest pencil, a lovely handwritten note from Tower Hill, which I think is lovely. Oh, someone had to stand there and write all those notes, over 2,000 notes. Well done to that person. Very neat handwriting. Some stickers, because then there's a little tasting notes book. I thought this was going to have tasting notes about the beers in it. I did as well. I opened it and I was like, it's just the one they give you at the bar,
you just
isn't it?
write your notes in it. So that's cool. There's far not enough space in there for me at all.
No.
I'm just going to do it in my usual notebook.
I was going to say, we come prepared with our own notebooks.
I've got my own notebook. Thank you very much. But yeah, one of those. So and some people got t-shirts.
Yeah, there was a handful of lucky people that got a t-shirt, and some people, if you were extra lucky, you got a Polaroid, because I happen to know for a fact that I happen to know for a fact my friend started the trend of taking Polaroids, and he was like, don't be surprised if you get a Polaroid in your box, because everyone started doing it and the Polaroids were like a flowing. I didn't get it in my darks. I might get it in my lights.
No, I didn't get one in either of my boxes, but never mind. I got lots of delicious beers and it all sounds amazing. I'm so
I got all the same stuff as you except the stickers, and I know that they felt really, really bad because I think they had run out of things at a certain point. So they tried to get in as many boxes as they could. I think I read on the EFP forum that they were trying to get cookies in some of the boxes, and the fortune cookies. They had them rushing across town.
Yeah.
The fortune cookies.
They had cookies coming in an Uber across London to get in the boxes. Like, it's amazing what they put. This is absolutely amazing, I think. And I'm really excited because it's the first time that I've been able to actually attend Collabfest. So
yeah, I've never done it before myself either. So for me, attend. I think they've done such a fab job of like last minute really pulling it together. I think they impressed themselves, like based on the responses I've heard from people that work there. I think they surprised themselves with what they were able to achieve in that time, and they should be really proud of themselves. I think it's really cool. So I know that originally it was opened up to just EFPs, and then they opened it up at the end to anybody else that wanted, once they realized that they weren't going to be able to have it in person. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it happens on that virtual chat. But I think we thought it would be quite fun if we go through, because I don't know about you, I did no research on these beers at all. I might have happened to come across one or two by mistake, but I didn't actively seek them out. So we thought it would be fun to go through the ones that we've got and then just try to guess what it is they are. So usually someone puts a spreadsheet together of them all before now, or there's a spreadsheet put out of it, and they haven't this year because it's just been a bit manic. But I decided about a week ago that I was like, I'm not looking at what bars have done what, because I'll get really sad if I hear a really lovely beer and I can't have it. So that's all I know about, like literally from the names that I've got. That's all I know. So should we read out what we've got and try and guess what they are? How do you want to do it? Do you want to go through and I'll call out if I've got the same one as you, or do you want to just go through yours and then I'll go through mine? Okay, cool. I'll just go like bingo.
So I've got Edinburgh versus Top Out. Go fudge yourself.
I've got that one as well. Yeah,
that's going to be a chocolate fudge stout, surely.
Yeah, so that is that's pretty much what I put as well. As I reckon it's going to be chocolatey. My hope is that it's going to be more of the fudgy and less of the bittersweet cacao nib type chocolate. Every time I've had one that claims to be fudgy though, it ends up being more cacao. And I'm really hoping this one, given it's got such a great name as well. I loved the name. I opened it and I went, go fudge yourself. This is great.
Right, the next one is Brussels versus Brussels Beer Project Uninsomnia.
I've got that one as well, yeah.
Yeah, that one's got a really sticky can for my one. It doesn't look very dark from the spillage down the side, so I don't know what that one's going to be.
I've cheated sort of because do you want me to say it? Do you want me to say what I've seen? Right. So what I've seen are that somebody else posted it because I think they had a bit of an explosion or a leakage of theirs. So they had to decant it, I think, from what I saw. And then they had said, if this is the same one I'm thinking of, it was a white stout. Because I went, that doesn't look dark at all. And then they went, no, based on what I see on Untapped, it's a white stout. And I was like, well, now I look stupid, but I was purposely not looking it up. And I was going, that's not dark. Yeah. I would have thought they would put it, I heard they did the dark box and the pales, and they were doing it based on colour, not on styles. So I was like, that's a bit odd, but okay. But yeah, I've heard it's a white stout. Yeah, no idea flavours like beyond that, if it's fruit or anything. Can't even imagine what it would be.
We shall see when we try it. Right. I don't know if you've got this one because I think you'd be excited about this one. St Andrews versus Stewart. Affogato named this beer.
I did get
Have
that
you got that
one.
Oh, well. Good. I'm glad you got that one. Oh, we've got matching already out of 3.
I know.
That's going to be a lovely coffee.
So obviously, it's going to be
beer, isn't it?
Espresso, cream, maybe some vanilla, maybe some chocolate in there, depending on how they play it. I know. I'm excited for that one.
I haven't written down any of the ABVs of these, so it's going to be a fun weekend.
I didn't even look. Literally, I looked at the name and I went, cool name, and that was it.
I then got Castlegate versus Fierce. I love Fierce. Big Chomp. So a chomp to me is like a little toffee bar covered in chocolate.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong, but that to me says toffee and chocolate.
So I got that one as well. Yeah. I have been told what it is, and I won't tell you what it is, but I'll tell you what my guess was before I was told what it was, and I hear it's amazing. I have no idea what a chomp is. That like a candy bar? I don't know.
Like a little chocolate bar, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. No. I was thinking like cake, like
okay.
like I was thinking like a chocolate cake, like you'd chomp, like you'd be like I just picture a kid like chomping away on a
Right.
piece of cakes. That I had a feeling it was probably like candy bar or something, but that's what I guessed it was.
Right.
I'm not saying what it actually was, because this is a good one you should figure out for yourself.
Okay, we shall see. Right, then I've got Dundee versus St Andrews Brew Co. I've got a lot of Scottish ones, by the way.
I got a lot of Scottish ones as well. Did not get that one.
Current Affair.
Oh.
So that sounds like it's going to be, it's either going to be a fruity stout or porter, or it's going to be a lovely, thick, fruity, soury, lovely thing with currants of some sort.
Yeah.
Red currants, black currants. Something
Currants.
like that. Yeah.
All the currants.
It because it's spelt fruit currant rather than current.
Yeah.
As in the time. So
yeah.
I'm excited for that one. Then I've got Perth versus Wasted Degrees Stout Pout.
Yeah, I got that one as well.
Just stout.
Yeah. So I tried to give it my best guess on all of them, even when I had no clue. My guess for this one, I hadn't a freaking clue to go on. I'm guessing it might be a bit like fruity and soury, because I'm thinking pout as in like a
like pull a face. That's a good shout.
But I know nothing about. I don't really know much about Wasted Degrees, so I don't know if like maybe they're big on doing you know sours or something else. So I just guess based on context clues.
Yeah, that's a very good shout. I'm impressed with that. Next, Dublin Outpost versus O'Brothers Bury Me in Dublin. That's going to be a fruity something lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I got that one as well. I was thinking, I'm guessing it's not going to be a sour as much as it's going to be just a fruity. Yeah. I'm guessing, my personal guess was raspberry and maybe some chocolate in there. And I think if it is, if I've got it right, you'll be so happy.
Be so happy. I did read one of the people that was doing the boxing and stuff, because they got to try some bits, said that one person said that one was one of their favorites, so I'm excited for that.
That's how I found out about what the big chomp was, because they had tried the big chomp and they were like, it is immense. Like they had said very good things about it, and based on what they said about it, I was like, Joanne's gonna like this one, I think. Yeah, because you like your stouts.
I do. This is my box all over the place. Next one, not the last one, still got more. Shepherd's Bush with Orbit Salinity.
Yeah, I've got that one.
I think, do you think there wasn't that many stouts?
Bingo.
All got the same. Salinity, I am wondering if, or dark beers I should say, not stouts.
I'm wondering what you're going to say and see if it matches up with what I'm going to say.
Salinity makes me think salty, so I'm wondering if it's something salt. I thought it might be a goes of some sort.
Oh, okay, interesting, because I didn't take that route. I mean, I took that route in the salt. I took that route in the salt, but I didn't take that route in the goes. I was thinking more like a sea salt, or I was thinking maybe it's like a salted caramel. I said basically, I was guessing salty, and I said if I'm lucky, it's probably something that's salted caramel. If I'm unlucky, it's probably just straight up like sea salt, like a sea salt porter or something like that. And I have
had one of those, and they are delicious.
See, I'd be interested to try it, but it's not something that would come to my brain. Oh God, that would be for me.
Have you had an oyster stout?
I don't like seafood.
It doesn't taste like seafood, you numpty. Like
it's just the name alone just puts me off.
Nowadays, oyster stouts are just like they can be just a name, like it's like a really thick stout. But when they used to make them, it didn't necessarily have oysters in. It usually had oyster shells. So it wasn't actually like it doesn't taste like seafood.
But it's like the saltiness of the sea as opposed to just like a seasoning salt. That's what I tried even when we're talking about something we enjoy, I managed to go off track. But I've had like a seaweed in a beer before, and it just had that like oceany salt water taste, and that would be my concern when someone says sea salt is like or oyster stout. I'd be thinking like oceany.
Sea salt comes from the sea,
but that pairs well with chocolate, whereas like if you're saying oyster shells, I'm like no.
Well, we'll shelve that and we'll see. Did you get that one?
Yes, I did.
We'll have to
shelve that.
It. Oh, funny. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. We'll see how that goes down when we both have that one.
Yes.
Then I've got Sterling and Campervan Baltic Belter.
Did you say Campervan?
Yes.
I just wasn't expecting that.
That's a brewery. You've not heard of them?
Yeah, no, I've not heard of him, and I just wasn't expecting you to be like, yeah, Sterling and Campervan. Like,
I've heard of them. I don't think I've had any of their beers, but I've heard of Campervan. Baltic Belter, that's going to be a Baltic Porter or a Baltic Stout, I reckon, which is, I haven't got the ABV, but it's probably quite high. I'm excited about this one. Leicester and Neon Raptor clusters.
I got that one.
That's got to be nutty, right?
That one.
Clusters.
Yeah, for some reason that didn't pop into my head.
Oh, what did you think?
I don't know. I just didn't. I kind of drew a blank, but then this is the other one that my friend had tried. Oh, right. So he already influenced me. And I don't, because of the fact that this is an absolute like banger of a brewery, I don't want to tell you what it is.
Yeah, no, don't tell me.
I wasn't thinking nutty, and I might have gone down the wrong. He described it as one way, and I might have gone down a separate track with my thinking than where it could have gone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he just sort of gave me a really quick explanation and not so much into it. So that'll be nutty. I think that sounds right.
Yeah, I think so. We shall see.
Yeah.
And then I've got Le Marais and Fauve. It's French.
I would just say Fauve. I'd probably say Fauve. I don't know. I don't know who they are. I would just said Fauve.
Somebody French. Cherry Tale of Paris.
I got that as well. It's definitely going to be cherry stout
or something cherry.
Yeah,
delicious.
Definitely.
Excited for that. Camden and Weird Beard Orange and Black. Chocolate orange stout. Gotta be.
Yeah, I got that as well. And I really don't like chocolate orange. So I know so many people.
Chocolate orange.
I know so many people are going to love this one because there's so many chocolate orange lovers, and I really don't like chocolate orange. Like I'm like, oh no. But Weird Beard's really good, so I'm like, it's really going to be a really good beer that I don't like.
I'm controversial. I like a white chocolate orange.
I just don't like orange and chocolate together. It just gives me like I think I had like traumas as a child with chocolate oranges or something. I don't know, but it just gives me like it just gives me like not a fan.
No.
But yeah, was that all yours then?
That's all of mine. Yeah.
So I've got.
You got different.
I've got mostly the same. I've got two different. Yeah. Okay. And I'm really excited about one of the ones.
Yeah.
So I've got Seven Dials and Hamilton.
Ooh.
And that's called Mr. Scoops. And I've got a feeling
that might be an ice cream stout.
Feeling that's an ice cream stout because I know Hamilton do another a fudge sundae one.
Fudge sundae, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got the fudge sundae one, haven't tried it yet, but I thought because they do fudge sundae and that's called Mr. Scoops, surely that's got to be an ice cream stout. I'm going to guess it's a stout as well as opposed to a porter.
Yeah.
Same though, isn't it, kind of? You can tell, you could do a separate episode
really,
of difference. In my brain, same.
Similar, but not the same.
That's a separate episode. You can tell the difference between a stout and a porter. I'm thinking maybe like Neapolitan ice cream.
Okay.
That seems to be like the trend of what people are going for is like the Neapolitan flavors. So that's what I was thinking. Heavy creaminess, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. And then the last one I've got is Manchester and Mobley Brew House. It's called Saving Throw. I don't know anything about them. And there's absolutely no context.
Throw something.
Well, I was thinking more like D&D when you've got to like stupid no time when you've got to like do a saving throw.
Right, I get you. Oh.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know anything about Mobley Brewhouse, so I don't really know what they're known for. So I was just thinking based on the name, probably something epic, and I was thinking maybe impy with that.
Yeah. So I've had a really delicious stout from them about this time last year, I think it was. But I think they've been doing more pale ales, but obviously because it's in the dark box, it's probably going to be a stout, I would say. Probably something very high ABV.
That's it. So I'm having to guess that, like, there's no context clues there for me to be able to guess flavors on. So no idea. But all I would guess out of that is maybe that it's an impy, just because of the fact that it's got an epic name to it, like Saving Throw. That's it. And it's not spelled in any type of way that's maybe like playfully trying to get something else across. No, So that's the ones I've got. I'm very happy with what I've got, to be fair.
I'm really happy with my selection. I think
I'm just excited. I'm excited for my pails to come.
Yes. So we will break off there and we will come back to you again when Tori's got her pails so that we can share what we've got in the pale beers.
Yes.
So we shall be back shortly.
Yeah, so cut.
Right, and we are back. Tori's pale box has arrived. We're fast excited.
I'm excited.
Right. Let's just get right into this. Right. Do you want to go first this time? You tell me what's in your pale box. Go then.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. And then you can tell me the difference between what you get. So the first one that I've got is the Milton Keynes and Three Hills, which is concrete countryside.
I've not got that one.
Literally, I'm going to say from the start, the majority of these, because I'm going in blind, as we said before, I'm not even looking at the ABV. I don't have the ABV to go on, which is quite cruel, I think, with the pales.
Yeah.
And if it's not in the description, I'm at a loss. So I just guessed. I think it's going to be a pale ale. No idea on the flavors. I'm just getting pale ale vibes. So shout bingo when you hit one.
Good day.
I've got, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, Malmo. Is that a location?
Yes.
And bench warmers. Cool cockatoo. Again, literally, I just went based on the fact that it says cockatoo. I guess New England IPA because I'm going to guess a bit tropical. Yeah. So maybe that's right, maybe that's not right. I haven't looked at the list because you sent me an email that says, do not open it. You want to know. Yes, Carrie Oakley has very kindly sent us a list of everything and what they are. So it was sent over with a, don't open this unless you want to know what they are. Do not open until the beginning of Collabfest. I laughed because it just comes up right away with do not open until you want to know. And then I was like, thanks, Joe. So yeah, haven't looked. Guessing New England IPA, guessing tropical. Did you get that one? No. No bingo. No. Oh wow, we're going no bingos. Yeah. I've got Liverpool and Black Lodge. Did somebody say a Beveragino? Oh. I like the name of it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I liked saying Beveragino. It's that's what I'm going to call all my drinks from now on. Is just check Beveragino. I guessed. I'm thinking maybe an IPA or a sour. I'm getting Italian vibes with Beveragino. Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe something like lemon, maybe limoncello, something citrusy. I'm thinking there's going to be some creaminess to it, maybe. I don't know. So that would be interesting to see. Yeah. Next one, I've got Cardiff and Beer Riff. Bingo. Bingo. So I got that one and I just wrote, I love the name. I have no idea what it is flavor wise, but I want it to be a dipper because that would make it extra cool. That's what I put as my guess. Yeah, it's something along the IPA line, I reckon. Yeah. We'll have to find out. Yeah. Then I'm excited about this one, Norwich and Burnt Mills from afar. Oh, no. So bingo. I guess just because it's Burnt Mills, I was guessing maybe an IPA of sorts, either just straight pale ale or some type of IPA. So I bet it's not going to be something weird. I bet it's going to be something very like traditionally done, but like in a very well executed way. Like it's not interesting flavor. Yeah, probably have interesting hops in it because they always use interesting hops. But they're not going to try to go like, here's a weird, like out there flavor or something. I think it's just going to be an amazingly executed IPA. Yep. Maybe. I've got, oh God, I hate saying UK names sometimes. I've only just learned how to say Aldborough because of my job. I called it Olderberg and my customer laughed at me and he's like, no, it's Aldborough. So I hate saying UK names like that. Clerkenwell. Yep. Can I say it? Yep. Yeah. With Exhale. No bingo. That's one of my favourite bars though, Clerkenwell. Never been.
Lovely. Well, I say it's lovely. They've done a refit since I was there last, and it's supposed to be even more lovely now.
Double lovely. So I've got Hippo's Creek. So that's what it's called, is Hippo's Creek. I just put, my note was, I'm going to say sour for the sake of it, just because I don't know anything based on the brewery.
Yeah.
And I just thought there's nothing contextually to go on. And I thought, I'm not often going to put a sour here. So I just guess sour to shake things up and make it a bit more spicy. So
maybe it's a spicy sour.
Yes, this is spicy sour. Next one I've got is Soho and Howlin' Hops, Lucky Mother. No, we're getting so many different ones this time. I feel like all the bingos last time. I think you're right. There wasn't a lot of stouts going. No. I thought this one, again, I just guessed Dipper, maybe because that's what I wanted to see.
Pale ale, maybe.
Some positive vibes out there that it would maybe be a Dipper, so I could have a Dipper. Then I've got Tower Hill and German Craft Maximilian.
Oh.
I'm guessing that it's just based on the fact it says German Craft. I was guessing maybe like a wit beer or a Hell's Lager, maybe, or maybe a
Weiss beer. Wit beers, Belgian.
Well, sorry. I've done. Yeah,
you do that every time.
I do it every time because I just can't. I can't say it. I can't get it out of my mouth. But yeah, Weiss beer or maybe a Kolsch.
Maybe Hefeweizen.
Yeah, could be. I just didn't really know what to go with. I thought maybe a Hell's Lager seemed
something
a bit safe.
German.
So yeah, something German. Then I've got Barcelona and Montseny.
Bingo.
Yeah, I don't know how to say this, and I'm not going to butcher another name, so you say it.
Mekeu una lager?
Yes, I know that it means month then a lager.
Ooh.
That's what it means. And obviously that's a lager, but I thought maybe I'm overthinking it, right? But I'm guessing that maybe it could be like a aged lager of some sort, maybe, and that's why they picked that name. Or maybe the symbolism is just we're on lockdown for a month, so
yeah.
And I've overthought it already.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, we've got another bingo. That's good. I've got Nottingham and Liquid Light, 7 Seas of Rye.
Oh, I'm jealous. I love Liquid Light, and I didn't get that.
I've never tried anything from them before.
You don't get them down here.
I'm guessing presumably it's a rye, and I guess maybe there's some type of salty element to it where it's called 7 Seas. But again, I don't know. That could just be a total fluke.
Oh,
so interested for that.
That one sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's a good name. I think it's quite a good, strong sounding name. Then I've got North Street and Revolutions, and that's Sour Times 2020.
Oh,
I mean, I guess predictably, it's a sour. I did guess. I said just for fun, I'm going to guess it's a non-citrus based sour. It's going to be something else based sour.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then my last one, which I don't know if you've got this one. It's Nice and Brasserie de Liqueurs. I don't know how they say that. It's very French. It's called White Dog, and I just guessed a Saison. I was guessing maybe it's a Saison.
Saison.
I was thinking I'm gonna just guess. Yeah, Saison. I always just call it Saison. This is why I'm doing this, so I can learn how to say these things the
Saison.
way I said. Saison. And I guess Nelson Sauvin hops, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know, because I just was getting the white
wine. Yeah.
Don't know. So yeah, those were mine that I've butchered. Again, it's a long day. We just jumped on now to do this.
Yeah.
It's not functioning.
That's all right.
That's the excuse I get.
I got given coffee. You didn't.
I didn't. I got
my husband's
nothing.
Better than your husband.
Yeah, I got nothing. Literally, I've got a phone, a hat, some stick. That is it.
I got coffee though because today I'm off work today. So today I have hoovered, cleaned down all the way up our double staircase because we've got someone coming to fill the cracks from where our house is settled, where it was new. Tomorrow, I've defrosted the freezer, steam mopped the kitchen and cleaned all 3 bathrooms and the kitchen today. So that's why I get a
powerhouse. Your powerhouse.
That's where I
just worked, and then I trekked into Brewdog to get. So I did trek into Brewdog to get 2 other bits. I got the elusive. Hold on, I'm not gonna mess the name up because I did. My brain is just mush at the moment. So went into Brewdog in addition to those ones that I got.
So jealous.
Elusives, Frog Gone Rouge, or Rogue. Well, it's not
Rogue or Rouge.
It's not spelled Rogue. I think it's
Rouge.
Rouge. Yeah, Frog Gone Rouge. That one's a Kolsch, and that's the collab with Reading.
I've got that one.
I got Brighton and Hand Brew Co's I'm a Beer Morty, and I got
I've got that one as well.
Just wanted the Rick and Morty one.
That's a good name. Not a clue what it is.
I don't want to tell you because
no, don't tell me.
I know what it is because I took it. I had to find out what it was, but I won't tell you, and I won't tell you the flavour of the Kolsch. I think you'll be surprised at the flavour of the Kolsch.
Yes.
So it's very good. I already said that one, so I couldn't hide that one from you.
Yeah.
But I did get those 2 in addition, and I got some Collabfest glasses, which are behind me.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so far away from all of the bars that I can't have anything delivered.
And I did get a redacted thing that I won't post a photo of because I don't want to get Brewdog in trouble for it. All I'll say is it goes with those 4 glasses. Very specifically, it completes a set with those 4 glasses. But I won't say what it is because I don't want to get the lovely people at the Brewdog, which I won't tell you where it is, which you obviously know which Brewdog it is. But thank you to that specific Brewdog who helped me out. And I got another free book. That's 2 for me.
Nice.
Double book. Right. Which are the ones that you've got?
All right, so I got Leeds versus Amity Brew Co. You're the zest around. I reckon that is a lemon or citrus sour. Might have lime in it, something like that. Something zesty. Reading versus Elusive, that we've already said.
Yeah.
Barcelona versus Montsea, which we said. Dogtat versus Comity. Crombongo.
I like that name.
That's going to be something tropical, fruity. I'm hoping that's a sour. I'm hoping that's an umbongo sour. That's what I want in that
I'm so jealous because the name of that, I'm like, it's going to taste like umbongo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got 2. I'm going to be disappointed if it doesn't.
Very jealous.
Newcastle with Don Zoco, Bretta Monja.
Oh, nice.
So that's gonna be good. That's got to have Brett in it, hasn't it? A bit of Brett and overseas.
I mean, if it doesn't, it's interesting. Maybe a guy named Brett made it.
Maybe
it's a guy named Brett, and he was like, "I'm gonna name it after me. I'm gonna really throw people off."
We're gonna be like, "Oh, it's gonna be Bretted." Oh,
and he's like, "It's got Sabro." Our head brewer Brett made it.
And that one's one of the ones that is being tasted on Saturday.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I'm saving that one for Saturday because we've decided we're going to do 6 beers a day. So we're starting tonight.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, in Brewdog Aylsham Outpost.
Yes, you've set it up. You've got to put a photo.
I'll put for the people that watch on the video. I'm going to put that photo up as a still. So
I was going to say splice it in.
Yeah, and it'll be on my Instagram for those that are listening. Come and have a look. So, because I'm going to do a picture each day of it.
It's brilliant. You go all out as well. Like when you did your.
It's like I'm going to decorate for a party.
Awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. Like, I can't get this household on board with anything. If I can get this household on board with watching the thing on Saturday with me, which he won't, he'll just go, "I just have my beer, please, thanks," and then he'll leave.
See, it's laminated. The bits for Brewdog Aylsham Outpost are laminated, and Gordon's gone, "Oh, we should keep them and use them again." Yes, we will.
Absolutely.
Brewdog Aylsham Outpost is a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We'll have a bar in Kent, and it will be in my living room.
You've asked James. He didn't deliver. You've done it yourself.
Did it myself. Right. I then got Birmingham and Horton Turner, I think it is. I can't read my own handwriting. Locktoberfest. Right. I want that to be a Marzen, but I reckon it's going to be a fest beer, and I'm going to be upset.
I do like since we did the Oktoberfest episode. Now I'm like, oh, oh, a Marzen, I better get that one. I got the is it Cloudwater? Yeah, I got the Cloudwater.
Oh, I bought that the other day as well.
I was like,
yep.
oh, a Marzen, I really like those.
Then I've got Locktoberfest. Good. I've got Doghouse with Acid Brewing, Make Acid Great Again. I'm hoping that's going to be like a proper puckering sour.
I almost got that one tonight, and I limited my spending because I was like, if I come home with more than 2, I will.
You're gonna get into trouble.
And I went for elusives, and I thought I'll get the Rick and Morty because that will win him back over. I wanted to get the Make Acid Great Again because I thought it would be hilarious, but I can't do
it. Cardiff with Beer Finger Guns, we've said already. Brixton with Brick Lunderhund. Yeah, that sounds German. So again, I think that, well, I'm wondering if it's German House, some sort of lager beer.
Could be a Weiss beer.
Could be a Weiss beer. It could be a Weiss beer. I was going more lagery, but I could be wrong. Could be completely wrong with that.
Imagine if they're like, it's Belgian. It's a Belgian beer.
It's a Belgian beer. You're talking nonsense. What are you talking about? It could be Scandinavian actually.
Oh, yeah. Saying that, it could be.
It might have Kveick in it. No, I said that wrong. I can always say it wrong. Now I can't remember how to say it.
I'm not going to say it because if you can't say it, I'm definitely going to butcher that.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm going to have to look it up again because I had to look it up the last time. Anyway, it might have that really interesting. In my head, yeah,
but I'm not going to pronounce it.
It might have that really interesting Scandinavian yeast in it that works really quickly. Maybe it's that. Brighton versus Hand Brew Co. I'm a Beer Morty. Not a clue what that is. Might come out the can green for all we know.
To be fair, I don't even remember what it is because I just literally just went yes and put it in my cart.
In Brewery and 6 Degrees North taste like strawberries. That's either going to be a sour or it's going to be a strawberry like pale or a strawberry lager or something like that.
I'm going to guess, I would guess, even though it's not mine, my guess that one would be that it's maybe like a Vault City, like new aged sour.
Oh, yeah.
It's not very sour. It's like a
tart.
More food. Yeah, but more subdued.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like massively in your face sour if it is a sour. And Dalston and Hackney Space Force. Now that's my one that was leaking, so it's in its bottle. So we're going to do that. That's literally when I finish here. That's what I'm going to go drink.
Yeah. Do you want to just explain? Did we explain on the last episode?
Yeah, I think I said on the last one that I had one that was.
We did. I don't remember if that was our chat
if we didn't. Yeah, if we didn't say. So when my box arrived, there was a damp patch in mine, and I was like, oh. So then I am feeling around all the different cans, and that one was slightly damp down the side. So I did a very careful turn it upside down and turn it back again, and didn't seem too bad. And then I left it for a minute, and then there was little bubbles coming out of it. But as a home brewer, I've always got some bottles on hand, so I just opened it and decanted it into one of my swing top bottles. It's in the fridge. We'll just drink it first and it'll be fine.
You should also splice in a photo of your bottle.
Me doing it. I'll do that. Yeah, there you go. For those that are watching on the video, we'll splice in a picture of me decanting it with a
because that funnel. Is the photo that I got, was just like a decanted bottle and the glass was like, I get a bit to taste. I got a little bit left over.
Cheeky nepper at lunchtime.
It's brilliant.
Because that one's a nepper. I found out what that one was.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the name of that one as well though. Space Force.
Space Force, that's good.
Quality. Yeah, I think I'm excited because if I'm honest, there's a lot of these that I haven't actually heard of before. Like I've heard of Three Hills, but I've not tried anything. I think, to be honest, I would say Burnt Mills, not of the two, so not discluding the ones I bought myself. Burnt Mills is probably the only one that I think that I've actually tried. There's a chance I've maybe tried something Howling Hops wise, but I think Burnt Mills is the only one I've physically had. The rest I've sort of vaguely heard of, with the exception of Howling Hops, or not heard of at all. And I'm quite excited because they're not stuff that I'd maybe go into Brewdog and get if I saw it on tap. But it might be that from this, I go, oh, that's a really good beer, and I want to try more from them. So I'm really excited to try some of these. Whereas I think I knew more of the ones in the stout and recognised more of the ones in the box or the dark box. Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. So
yeah. I'm excited.
I'm excited to find out if we've guessed any correct, or I wonder if any of my blind guesses are correct. So, like, that one's a sour, great. Yeah. And it is like, that would make my day. But, but yeah, and then I think, did we decide are we going to do one more part to this? We're going to do a bit of
we're going to taste a dark and a sour together, aren't we? A dark and a pale together.
Or maybe a sour, we don't know.
It might be a sour, I don't know, it depends on which one we pick. That we haven't got many that are any of the pale ones in common, so.
No. So yeah, we'll have to do something. We'll have to speak after this, figure out which one we're going to do, and then it'll be another wardrobe change for people. Yeah. And we'll have to wardrobe change it. You'll have to move to your pub. I'll have to go someplace. And we'll be back tomorrow to taste it, I think.
Yeah. Right. So we shall be back shortly. Continue.
Yes. Go drink your beer.
And we are back again right now. Yes. It is day 2 of Collabfest, and we have picked 2 beers that we have alike, one pale and one dark. We're going to taste them for you on this here bonus episode. Do you want to start with the light or the dark?
I'd say light, because I think that's probably the smarter choice.
Yeah. Right. So we have got Cardiff and Beer Riff Finger Guns.
Yeah. Pew, pew,
pew. Good sense. 6.5%.
That's what my husband did when I told him we're having finger guns, and he went pew pew pew. I went, yeah, all right.
Brilliant.
I've got my Collabfest one.
Rude. Some of us don't have a bar nearby that they can get one from.
It's not broken yet. I'm happy. Yeah, yours looks really light compared to mine.
Yeah, mine's really yellow.
Mine
looks orange.
Mine's more like orangey. So mine smells tropically though.
Ooh. It's very soft, and then it's got
this is the thing though, I think, with canning, is like there's anything that could go, there's the inconsistencies I think that could go wrong with one person's can to another. It's like, which one of ours is the right looking can? I don't know.
So it is, for those listening, it is a hazy yellow. Mine is anyway, like primary yellow, and then it's got a fluffy white head, and it has got Tori's looks a bit more orange.
I've got sort of like an ombre effect to mine, where it's a bit lighter at the top and then it goes into like an orangey colour.
I'm getting lots of pineapple.
I'm getting tropical fruit smells, but
it's very tropical fruity.
When I taste it, I am getting tropical fruit as well, but I think I might have it's not full on. How tropical fruity is yours?
So it's lightly carbonated, soft mouthfeel. It's a little bit bitter, then it's a bit fruity, then it's very bitter at the end.
Okay, because I was just going to say, I'm getting bitterness.
Yes.
So, I was a bit concerned that maybe, I think I'm going to preface this by saying, I did have one beer earlier today. I had the lager one, the Barcelona lager one. And I think, because I've seen so many things on social media about, mine's flat, or, I think I've got an oxidized can or something like that. I think I'm now going into the mindset where I'm cautiously drinking them. So when I saw the difference in colour between ours, I was thinking one of ours has to be wrong, and I'm not sure whose it is. And when I tasted it, I'm like, it's more bitter. Am I supposed to have this? And then when you said you got the bitterness as well, I was like, oh, okay, then it's not just a difference with mine, which was it's interesting. They look so different, but I seem to get similar flavors to you.
I think that's
carbonation, all that. I almost get a bit of like vanilla in the smell, kind of. It's vanilla. Weird.
I wondered if it was when I smelled it, I wondered if it was caramelized pineapple.
Well, I had a moment where I was like, could that be chemicals? Because that's what my brain's instantly looking for now. And I smelled it, and then when I've just drank the chunk of it and smelled it again, I'm like, oh, it's almost a bit like vanilla-y on mine.
I'm not getting vanilla, but that doesn't mean that it's not there.
No, it's just a bit, it's like hidden in there on mine. But then when I just took a sip now, it did not taste as nice as the first time I tasted it. So I'm wondering if mine is not fully great.
Possible. That is the issue with crowlers, I suppose, as opposed to proper packaging, air quotes.
Yeah, so for the last taste that I just got, it's not quite, it's a lot of bitterness in the sense of almost, do you know how like bitterness can kind of almost verge on the sense of chemically taste? It's kind of difficult. And that's why the first one I had, I was like, I can't tell if it's bitter or if it's chemically. And I instinctively got nervous and thought chemically, but then as I drank it, it's sort of the bitterness kind of eased up. This is just a lot of bitterness. So don't know about that one. Not my favorite.
No, not my favorite I've had so far. I had a lovely one yesterday. Have you had your stout pout yet?
No.
That was my
You were going on about that one.
That's my winner from yesterday. I absolutely adored that one. I won't tell you what it is though, it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, don't tell me, because I still haven't looked up any of them. And after this, I've saved myself the rest of this, because what I'm going to do is after this, I'm going to go and find out what it's supposed to be. And then, do you know what it is?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. I was going to say, I'm going to find out what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then I'll go and find out, is it that it's not tasting the way it should, or is it that's how it's supposed to taste?
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this affogato one.
Yep. Next one.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Next is St Andrews with Stewart Brewing, and it is affogato. Name this beer. Funny pun.
I know. I handed it to my husband and he went, haha, get it? And I was like, yeah. I got it.
Bless.
So yeah, very, very dark, as you'd expect.
Black with like a reddy brown highlight.
Yeah.
Low beige head.
It smells like the Siren Affogato, even though that was not a stout. It has that smell to it. Yeah. And it almost smells mapley. I get a bit of maple almost on it, like a sweet, like maple syrup. I don't care. I like it.
No, you're right. And then tasting it, it's a little bit thin in body.
I don't mind it though.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's thinner. I expected it to be thicker in mouthfeel for the aroma, but it's fine. Coffee, like dark coffee. I'm getting that. When you said maple, I was like, oh yeah, that's the other bit that I'm getting. Coffee and maple.
It's like a sweet maple syrup smell to it, and it almost kind of tastes like I'm having an espresso.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah, like rich dark Italian coffee and maple syrup. Delicious.
And I think it's kind of that thinner quality to it. Almost kind of makes it more like drinking an iced coffee for people like me who grew up drinking iced coffee year round. I still drink iced coffee year round. I barely drink hot coffee. It's sort of like having an iced cold brew. That's what it tastes like to me. And the lingering is that maple syrupy, sweet taste to it. But yeah, I think now that you say the thinner mouthfeels, my brain is going, you've got a cold brew.
Yeah. It's delicious. I like that one.
I really like that one. That one came out very good. And it's with that maple and the lingering, I'm also getting when you have a sip of coffee and then you just go, and on the exhale, you get the coffee notes to it. That's what I'm getting on it. And it is perfect for me.
It's good. I like it.
I'm glad we picked that one because I really like that one.
As soon as I saw affogato, I was like, oh, I hope we both get that one because that'll be the one we'll have to have together. It's not
I took it out and I was like, yes.
It's not creamy and ice creamy like the Siren one, but it is delicious in its own right.
Yeah, I think the smell is where it smells like. Yeah. And maybe the thing is that I've got a few other affogato ones to try. And maybe that's the smell that you get with all affogato ones, because it happened with although I got it with the elusive pumpkin one they did as well, which was really weird because it's not affogato. It's a coffee porter. So
it may be the same malt.
Coffee. Oh,
it may be the same level of roast of malt that's used in them, and that's what gives that aroma. maybe.
But I am living for it. I like it. Living my best life with it. Can't wait to
Coffee,
go find
beer.
out. Yes, I cannot wait to go find out what Rick thinks of it and to be like, which one did you like? Did you like them both? And see what he says.
Oh, brilliant. Right. That is our very quick whistle stop tasting of a couple of these delicious beers. We hope that you are trying some delicious beers from Collabfest as well, and that you are just as excited and had a good time as us. We are going to do one last part to this where we're going to do a full roundup of what we had and pick our favourites, I would say. On Sunday? Do you want to do it Monday?
Yeah, well, it depends which let's see how we feel Sunday. Let's see how bad we're feeling Sunday. Well, you still got 6 to drink on Sunday. I'm going to have a lot to drink because I've now got 26 beers as opposed to I've got the 2 extra. Because I didn't have enough. Come on now.
Yeah, right.
So we'll have to see how it goes. Maybe Monday. And then we'll do that. But then I think we'll do the big reveal as well of what did we get right in our guesses? Or what did we get wrong in our guesses? Yes. How good were we at fortune telling?
Yeah. And we can say what our favourite was and whether it's close to the top 10 of the weekend from the Untapped poll.
Yes.
So we will see from the leaderboard.
Ooh. I like how you're thinking.
Yeah. So we will come back to you then.
See ya.
And we're back. Right, so it's now actually Tuesday because
we're on the tea. I'm on the tea
and the water. It's been that kind of weekend because I got through 34 beers and Tori got through 36 because she got 2 extras.
I got 26.
Oh, 26. What did I
26.
Say?
You said 36. I didn't have quite that many. I was like, hang on, my maths. I'm shit at maths, but I was like, hang on.
That's how much beer we've had. Can't even count.
Started on the Thursday.
Yes.
I finished on the Monday. So I started Friday to Monday and you did Thursday to Sunday, didn't you? Yeah. It was I kind of had to force myself through the last 4 because I saved the most epic ones for last. But I was like, I couldn't, after doing 8 or 9 of them on Sunday. I was like, nope, not happening.
Oh, that's a lot. So, that's a lot.
You did 6 Friday, 9 on the 8 or 9 on the Saturday, and then 8 or 9 on the Sunday, and then 4 on the Monday. Again, I'm shit at maths. I can't do that in my head, so hopefully that totals about 26.
I did 6 a day, and that was about perfect. I think that worked out quite well.
Need your strategy next time.
You've got to strategize. This is the thing. Even beer festivals at home need a strategy.
I underestimated the strategy of being at home. I thought my husband was going to help me a bit more than maybe he did.
Mine didn't either.
Lessons learned. We know for next year. It's fine.
We've also decided that we're properly out of practice because we used to be able to do like 20 to 24 beers at a beer festival between us.
Yeah, but I think we have to be fair. No. I think we have to be fair to ourselves in general. Those were like 500 mils. Or maybe normally would you be drinking 500? Would you be drinking? Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Third. No, it'd be thirds. So
I was like, damn. Well done.
Absolutely not. Right, let's go back over, do a recap of what we had, what we thought they were, and whether we were right.
I'm gonna keep a tally of mine because I want to know if I got any right, because I'm gonna be some of them
right.
The shot in the dark that I went, you're a sour. I think I actually got some of those right. So let's find out.
Right, so from my dark box, I had Edinburgh versus Top Out, Go Fudge Yourself, which I thought was a chocolatey fudge stout, which it was. That's quite enjoyable.
I just said lots of chocolate. Yeah. So I think that I said creamy and I said fudgy chocolate. So I think I get a point for that.
Yeah, that was delightful. Wasn't one of my faves. It was good, but it wasn't one of my faves.
Yeah, so I didn't I liked it a lot, but it wasn't as the fudginess wasn't as amazing as a different one that we'll talk about. So I'm gonna hold off on that.
Brussels Beer Project versus at Brussels, in fact, Insomnia. Thought that might have something to do with coffee.
I cheated and I knew it was a white stout.
Knew what it was. So it was to do with coffee, but it was a white stout that was brewed with decaf coffee.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I
did
really
as well.
enjoyed it.
I saw some people that didn't like it,
Yeah.
but I think some of the people that didn't like it, maybe when they said they didn't like it, they hadn't actually known what it was and maybe thought it was something it wasn't, and then realized after, oh, hang on, I judged it by the wrong standards. For me, I could smell the coffee right away when I opened it, and I was like, this is going to be coffee, this is going to be all right. And I liked it. I drank it during the presentation, which we'll get to later, but
next, St Andrews and Stewart Affogato named this beer. That was really delicious.
Yes, I really
that
liked
that. Was a coffee beer.
That's the one we did. That's the one we did a segment ago.
We did, yes, we did that. That was really delicious. I like that one.
I did as well. That whole 5 minutes ago that we drank that one. It
was
really amazing. I really liked it. I think it was one that was a bit. We agreed it was a bit like thinner, but we didn't hate that.
Yeah,
we quite liked the fact that it was a bit thinner. But
because it was kind of like cold brew coffee.
That. Yes.
Yeah. Castlegate with Fierce Big Chomp. Now, I said this was going to be chocolate and caramel like a chomp bar, and I was right. But it was bourbon barrel aged, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I just said chocolate like cake, and you were definitely right. I mean, I got the chocolate element. I'm not going to give myself a point for that because I don't think I really nailed it. But honestly, I said that's the one that I saved. One of the 4 I saved for last night, and I literally said to my husband, I think they forgot to put the beer in the bourbon barrel. I think it's just bourbon.
It was massive.
Literally, I smelled it and was like, this reeks of booze. Like, I was thinking, don't light a match near me because I'm going to go right up. And then I took a sip and was like, no. I mean, it was really good.
Like, it was good. And
if you don't like bourbon, you're
not
gonna like it. But
why it was high up on the final 10 that people rated. I liked it. It wasn't one of my favorites because I found it a little bit too much, but I also had it as my last beer for Friday, so after having maybe 5 other beers, it was probably wasn't a beer to finish on. It was a bit much, but it was a very good beer, very enjoyable.
I think if you were to have only that one, like if you went out and you only had like a few pails and then that was your one stout of the night, it would be finishing epic. Whereas when you've had so many stouts, you're like, oh my God, it is a bit much. It was like a bit rich, but very bourbony. And I enjoyed it, but
it's a real sipper.
It was not one that you're like, let me just knock it back real quick.
No. Then Dundee with St Andrews Brew Co. Current Affair. That was a stout with berry flavors. That was nice. It was a bit thin, I think, and it was just kind of berry. I didn't really get any significant flavor, so it's all right. I enjoyed it. Then Perth with Wasted Degrees Stout Pelt. We thought this was going to be a sour stout.
We thought it was going to be, I think we both agreed we thought it would be a sour, a bit of a sour stout. And I think but I do recall, if I remember correctly from that whole 10-15 minutes ago now, I think you mentioned, if it was raspberry you'd be quite happy. I think this is the one you said, if this is raspberry I'll be quite happy, and
it was raspberry.
And
literally, like, this and another one were my favorites out of all of them. It was really lovely, sweet, juicy, tart Scottish raspberry and lovely creamy chocolate. Like, the balance was brilliant. I don't know why this isn't further up in the list of final 10, to be honest with you, because it was my beer of the weekend.
I think the raspberry in it as well. They were locally foraged raspberries. I think I read somewhere.
They're definitely from Perthshire.
Yeah, I think it was like there was one that was foraged raspberries, and I think this is the one that was using locally sourced foraged raspberries. So, I mean, it wasn't a sour, but it was very good. It's not my favorite of the week. I'm saving that, but it was good. It wasn't bad.
Yes. Then Dublin and O Brothers Bury Me in Dublin, which we thought was going to be something with berries.
I put raspberry in. I said maybe raspberry.
So I think I expected it to be more stouty than it was.
Yeah,
So it's
agreed.
more fruity. And it was a imperial milk stout, so it was very creamy. I liked it. I didn't think it was as good as Stout Pout.
It wasn't as good as my favorite, but I didn't dislike it at all. It was quite good,
enjoyable.
and I think actually it mentions bramble in it as well. So do I give myself a point? Like, can we consider? I said raspberry. Can that get me close enough to bramble that I give myself a point for that one?
I mean, go on. You got
Right,
berries.
I'll be generous.
Yeah.
I'm a benevolent person. I'm competitive against myself.
Right, then we've got Shepherd's Bush and Orbit, which is one of the ones that was discussed in the broadcast.
Yes.
Salinity, which we decided was something salty.
Yes. It was not a salted caramel.
It was a salted caramel. No, it was a salted caramel. Upset about that. It was just a salty stout.
Yeah.
Which I quite enjoyed it.
I even said, worst case scenario, if I'm unlucky, it would be a sea salt porter.
Yeah.
And it was my worst case scenario. I thought it was very well executed. When I say that it's my least favorite out of them, or one of my least favorite out of them, it's not because it was a bad example of what it was because it really pulled off very well. It executed very well what it was, and it was something that is not to my taste buds at all. I think I was texting you going, trauma as a child at the ocean. I cannot even have this.
No, I really liked it, but I love a dark beer. Like, I actually preferred that over some of the paler beers.
I preferred that over some of the paler and maybe one of the stouts, or the darks, we should call it. But yeah.
Next, Sterling and Campervan Baltic Belter. We thought that might be a Baltic porter of some sort, which it was.
Nice.
That was raspberry as well. Now, that I thought was very close to Stout Pout, but because it was a porter, it wasn't quite as rich. So
did not give you that edge that you wanted.
Edged it because it was just the balance, and the body was really perfect for me. It was good though. I enjoyed it a lot. It was up there on my list of faves. I'm very impressed with the ones that I got. Like, I hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I'll say more about my thought on it when we finish going through this. But yeah, especially when it comes to the dark box versus the pale, what I expected and what I got out of it. But save that.
Yeah. Next, Leicester and Neon Raptor clusters. This is joint first for me with Stout Pout, because it's supposed to be chocolate and peanut butter, isn't it? But to me, it tasted like crunchy nut cornflakes in a stout. So
I really liked it because I thought it was very full of flavor, and they did something really unique with it. I was disappointed for myself that it wasn't more peanut butter. I got peanut, but I got roasted peanut.
Yeah.
I got roasted peanut, and it wasn't obviously as sweet. It was a bit more like sort of salty, and I kind of got like caramel in there as well. So I kind of got like a roasted peanut caramel, and I don't know what that is.
You don't know what crunchy nut cornflake is?
No.
Oh my god, go and buy a box from Tesco's. When you taste crunchy nut cornflake, it's that beer.
I think what I've got to do is, I think it might still be on tap at Reading. What I'll have to do is I have to get myself a calendar of it, go and get that, and then do like that will be my next comparison. It won't be a pint versus pint. It will be like cereal versus pint. Which one? But I was impressed with how full of flavor it was. I think what knocked it down for me was the fact that once I knew that it was supposed to be peanut butter, I was like, oh, it wasn't peanut butter. But before I knew, I was like, oh, it's really good. And then when I was like, oh, but it's meant to be peanut butter, I was like, but it was tasty. Very good.
That was good. That one and Stout Pout and clusters.
It's Neon Raptor, so you kind of expect it's
Neon Raptor do
anyways.
Really good dark beers. I love their dark beers. Exciting. Next, Le Marais and Fauve. I can't say it.
I don't know. I just say Fauve.
That one.
I don't know
Fauve,
if that's right.
Maybe. We get told off for not pronouncing it right. Cherry Tale of Paris. Now, I was hoping that this was going to be a cherry stout, and it wasn't. It was a cherry amber.
Yeah, it was listed as strong British amber ale.
So, it was all right.
It was, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't cherry enough for me.
Yeah, it wasn't cherry enough for me either.
I felt like the cherry was a bit lackluster on it. But I think the thing is, it wasn't bad. It was just that when you put cherry in the name, there's expectations associated. And I think it didn't live up to the fact that they put cherry in the name. And it was like a muted it almost tasted like when you have like cough syrup or like cough and cold syrup and it's cherry flavored, but actually that's not how it comes out. So
yeah. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I wanted.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't a drain pour.
No,
by any means.
No. And then the final one in my dark box was Camden with Weird Beard, which was orange and black, hoping for a chocolate orange stout, which it was supposed to be, but it had a lot of cardamom in it, which made it very fragrant.
Yeah, that's the thing is I think we guessed it right compared with what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it didn't, I didn't get like any orange in there. There was for me, I got no orange.
I didn't get chocolate orange. I got like a zesty halib orange. So that's an orange flavored vitamin over here.
Oh yeah, never had it.
And I got that orange flavour in it, which is kind of artificial orange as opposed to like proper orange.
Yeah, I would have taken that. I didn't get any orange at all. I think for me and for my taste buds, it was the cacao nib, so it was a bit like bittersweet, and the cardamom.
Yeah,
and I don't dislike cardamom, and actually I thought that's what made it a bit unique was how much cardamom there was in there, and it was interesting. But I didn't like it, and I wrote down in my notes in my beer journal that I've got. Didn't like it, but not for the reason I thought, which is I vehemently hate chocolate orange, just absolutely loathe chocolate orange, including Terry's chocolate orange before people say, even Terry, including that, hate chocolate orange. And I was like, it doesn't taste like chocolate orange, but it tastes like something. And Weird Beard do very good beers, so I was quite surprised, if I'm honest.
It was okay.
Hit and miss. We could always say maybe it was a canning issue.
Yeah.
Canning issue, it's fine.
I didn't have too many canning issues, so I was okay.
I didn't either. There was some in my pails. I don't think I had any in my stout or my dark box. I don't think I had any in my dark box that I think was actually off. And the ones that might have potentially been off in my pails, I'm still not 100% convinced, but mention that later. But
I don't think I had any oxidized necessarily, but a couple of my pale box weren't, I don't think was sealed properly, so they're a bit flat, but I don't think that was, I thought, considering how they've had to get this out, they did pretty well.
Yeah, I still have no complaints on it. I've got two separate stouts to you. So I had the Seven Dials and Hamilton one, which was Mr. Scoops, and I did guess that it would be ice cream flavored. It was a caramel chocolate and butterscotch sundae inspired stout. This for me was my favorite out of all of them, because it's not even that it tasted like an ice cream sundae. It tasted like the topping bar for an ice cream sundae. Because I got nuttiness in there, I got a bit of caramel in there, and I got lots of hot fudge. Like, it was the chocolate was so fudgy. It was unlike any fudge beer that I've ever, like when I had the Snickers one from S43, that I was thinking, oh, that's going to be fudgy because it's a Snickers and it says fudgy on it. No, this was like fudgy. It tasted like somebody put liquid chocolate syrup in there. It was incredible. I loved it. Wasn't Neapolitan like I thought, but it was ice cream, so it was very good. And then I had Manchester and Mobley Brew House Saving Throw. So I guessed that it was going to be something probably epic just based on the name. I didn't really guess flavors, but I did guess it would be impy, and it was an imperial stout. So it says imperial stout with peanut, allergen free, toffee and chocolate. Ooh. And it was that, and it was, I think that might have been maybe my second favorite because it had that booziness to it, but it wasn't the level of like the fierce one where it was that's like, bourbon. This was like a nice balance. Yeah, it was really good. So I think my favorite from the dark box, definitely Mr. Scoops, and then I think probably Saving Throw, and then it's kind of a tie. Oh, there's Affogato. I didn't take Affogato into consideration. Then Affogato is probably third, and then Big Chomping Clusters are a bit tied.
All right,
so that's mine.
Right, pale box. So right, so in the pale box I had first one, Leeds versus Amity Brew Co. You're the Zest Around. So I thought that was going to be like a lemony sour, but it was actually a New World hopped pilsner with lemon and lime zest. Now nice. It was really refreshing and zesty. I enjoyed it a lot. My husband enjoyed it a lot as well, so I had to share it. But yeah, that one was really delicious. Then Reading and Elusive Frog Gone Rouge.
Yeah, so I bought that one.
Yeah,
I did buy that one.
So that one was, I can't remember what I thought it was going to be.
I don't know, because I didn't guess, because I said I'm not going to guess
decide. Yeah, so it was actually a Kolsch.
Yeah, it was a Kolsch style lager.
Yeah, with hibiscus and
rhubarb.
Yeah, with rhubarb, and it was really delicious. A Kolsch I will drink.
Oh yeah, we were saying, because I think I had accidentally revealed to you that it was a Kolsch, and you had said I don't really like Kolsch.
But because it had fruit in it and hibiscus, I love hibiscus.
You also really don't like lagers, so it's kind of both.
It's a lie. It's a lie. I do like lagers. It's a lie. Barcelona versus Muncie Mercuna Lager was it was a lager. it was okay. I think that one. I think the seal on that one wasn't fully there because it wasn't very carbonated. Yeah. It was standard. It was all right. I found in particular
it looked exactly as I expected for a lager, but I agree with you, which makes me kind of question, was it the canning or was it something to do with the process? Because I had the same as you, where it wasn't quite carbonated enough for me. So it would not that we'd say that they couldn't incorrectly can everybody's, but it's a bit interesting that we both would have.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't,
because it would be inconsistent. I'd expect there to be inconsistencies in the canning, as opposed to, who knows, they might be, but yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Dog Tap versus Chrome Bongo.
Oh yeah, that's the one that sounded nice.
That was, I reckon that was going to be Fruity Like on Bongo, and it was Tropical Fruity Like on Bongo. Yeah, that one was really nice. I'd share that one with the husband as well.
I almost went. So they had it on tap at Reading on Friday.
It was good.
Or Saturday. No, I think it was Friday. And I was like, I really want it, but I can't justify going there 2 days in a row and for one beer.
Yeah.
I said, I can't justify driving the half hour, sitting in traffic and getting one beer, but I really want it.
It was good. It was really good. Then Newcastle and Donzoco, Brett a Manger. That was a Bretted beer. Oh, it was delicious. Perfect, like just perfect levels of Brettanomyces and zestiness to it. It was really refreshing, and it was a Brettanomyces aged lager. And
so we've established that it was a Brett. It was not made by Brett.
No, it was not made by Brett.
Brett did not make it.
It was fermented with Brettanomyces, and it was delicious. That I think was actually third for me after Stout Pout and Clusters.
Oh right,
yeah,
fair. I couldn't judge mine side by side. I had to do my favourites of the dark and my favourites of the pale. Because I just thought I can't compare them.
Yeah. Birmingham and Halton Turner Locktoberfest. Yeah, that was all right. It was a fest beer instead of it wasn't a Marzen, which made me sad. Yeah, I wanted it to be a Marzen. It wasn't. It was a fest beer, so it was okay. It was a good fest beer, but I wanted it to be a Marzen, so it made me sad.
I didn't even have it, and I wanted it to be a Marzen. I was like, please be a Marzen, just because I can taste it through you.
No, it wasn't. It was a fest beer. It was okay. The Hubs enjoyed that one. He got that one. Doghouse
Nation.
and Acid City. No, apologies. Doghouse and Acid Brewing Cartel, who make Acid Great Again was their beer, which was a apricot lactic sour. It was lovely. I will be looking out for Acid Brewing Cartel more. The only thing is, I don't like apricot.
Oh,
yeah,
fair.
Well, I don't mind apricot, but apricot doesn't like me.
Is that not your? Yeah,
doesn't
fair.
like me. So I've not been brave enough yet to see if I can drink an entire apricot beer and see what happens. So because
you just have like a bit of it, and you're
just
like, no.
it just gives me a really bad stomach ache the next day, and I was like, this is really lovely, and like the balance between the apricot and the lactic from the lactobacillus was perfect. It was just gorgeous. Like it was like you got like the real yogurty flavors to it, so it was like a creamy apricot yogurt but in a beer.
That sounds lush.
And it was gorgeous, but I can't have apricot, so I didn't get to drink all of that one. I was very sad. If it had been any other fruit flavor, that would have like almost been winning, but because it was apricot, unfortunate for me. Very sad.
That was like when I was having the Mr. Scoops, because when I got down to the last 4, I was like, I am just having, because it's a Monday night, I'm just going to treat them like samples. I'm they're only £2.50 each, so I'll just do like a taster glass of each, and then I'll see if he wants some, and then I'll bin the rest. Mr. Scoops, I left my husband about this much because I was like, well, I can just have this one. This one is, I was like, I can't. I was like, I can't justify binning this. It's so delicious.
Yes. No, it was that one made me sad because it would have been, if it had been any other fruit, it would have been great. Cardiff and Beer Riff Finger Guns.
Yeah.
Was that a dipper in the end?
Yeah, and I guessed, what's funny is I did guess that it was going to be a dipper, but I just threw that one out. I said I don't know what it is flavor wise, but I want it to be a dipper because that would make it extra cool. and it was a dipper. Pineapple and passion fruit. I think it was a fruit salad double IPA.
Oh, fruit salad. That's it. It was fruit salad, because when I tasted it, I was like, oh, this is a bit weird. And then when I read that it was fruit salad, I was like, oh yeah, that's what that taste is. It's fruit salad sweets.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was very much that. Yes.
I didn't dislike it, but again, I think that was kind of one where I don't know, I wasn't massively in love with it, but I didn't, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was
it was okay.
Fine. Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
No.
Brixton and Brick Lunderhund. Now I was right. It was Kvaik. Looked it up.
We've got the name now.
Yeast. It was done with Kvaik yeast, and it was an international pale ale, and it's got laurel and citra hops in it. So it was quite zesty. It was all right. It was zesty, fruit, like bit citrusy,
inoffensive.
Yeah, inoffensive. But yeah, so I was right about the Kvaik yeast. Happy about that.
Yeah, you did specifically say.
Yeah.
Kvaik.
There we go. Right now, controversial this one. Brighton and Hand Brew Co. I'm a beer morty.
Oh yeah.
No.
I can't remember. Did I message you about this one in the end? I think I did.
I don't know. I can't remember who I messaged about it, but everyone that I messaged, I was just like, nope.
I think I messaged you in the end with the photo that I've taken with my little Rick and Morty figures, and I just went no. I wanted to like it so bad because it was Rick and Morty beer. I wanted to, and I knew. We haven't even said what it was, but I knew what the outcome was going to be.
See, I didn't know when I opened it.
I didn't know. I guessed what it was probably going to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't exactly as I thought it was going to be, but the taste was very similar. Do you want to reveal what it was?
So it was a cucumber and Szechuan pepper beer.
The Szechuans were a nice touch, I'll say that.
Szechuan pepper. Right, so when I tasted it, I was like, this tastes like green peppers. What? Why is there green peppers in my beer? But then when I opened it and started tasting it, I was like, oh, Pickle Rick.
Yeah, so I got pickle right away. What I
Yeah.
didn't get was the vice beer bit.
Oh, yeah, no,
I
didn't, yeah.
literally went,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is flashback to me having wild weather damn dead cucumber. And at the time, I think I've told you before, at the time I was having the damn dead cucumber, I didn't put two and two together that a dead cucumber was a pickle. I just thought it was a fun name. I thought a cucumber beer, that's interesting. Yeah. It was like soured cucumber. I was like, that's interesting. And then I took a sip of it and was like, I am drinking pickle juice. And that's when light dawned over Marble Mountains or whatever that saying is. And I went, oh my God, that's because a soured cucumber is a pickle.
No,
I had flashbacks and I was like, oh my God, I didn't get the pepper because I was too busy focusing on the pickle. Really? And I was like, I knew this was going to be what it was. And I was hoping that I was wrong, and I wasn't wrong.
I'm sure anyone that enjoys a very savoury beer will really
if you like pickles, you're going to
like pickles, you'll probably like it. Pickles, I don't like pickles. I don't like green peppers. I don't like cucumber. Got into it.
I would have taken like an actual cucumber. It was like the pickle taste. I was like, nope, can't do it. I couldn't drink it all. No,
I had enough to take notes, and I was like, right, bye. That was my only drain pour. I took detailed notes, and then it got drain poured because the husband wouldn't even drink that. I was like,
I did the same thing. I took a sip.
Sorry, hand brew co. I'm sure some people really enjoy that beer.
But this is what I'm saying though. Is like I can't say that it was a badly executed beer because it really kind of wasn't, in the sense of that's the flavor they wanted.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. They did it. Like the balance was really interesting. It was interesting.
So I'm
just not drinking it.
My dislike of drinking pickle juice is hand brewco's fault. Like, no, that's a me problem. That's not a hand brewco problem. But I thought I didn't get the vice beer. Like I did it. It's us. I wanted it to be, when I found out what it was, I was like, there's no wheat in that. What is that? It was pickle. This is pickle juice. I think they just canned pickle juice and called it something else. But when I read that it had the Szechuan peppercorns, I was like, nice touch, well played.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband wouldn't drink it either. We took sips and we both equally went, no.
Nope.
Because I went all the way to Reading for that.
There was lots of throwing up emojis being bantered about.
Yes. I'm fairly certain I sent a lot of like the face emojis. Gonna vom face emojis. Yeah, not great.
Right, on to a much more pleasant beer, in my humble opinion. In Brewery in 6 Degrees North, tastes like strawberries. Tasted like strawberries.
Sounds a lot nicer than pickles.
It was delicious. That one was really lovely. It was really light. I think I saved that one actually right until that was my last beer of all of them. It's nice and light, lovely strawberries. Yeah, that was a really lovely beer. I enjoyed that one a lot. And then actually that was my last one, and my first one is the last one on my list. Dalston and Hackney Space Force, which was a New England IPA. It was nice. Yeah, the husband enjoyed that one as well, like just a nice fruity New England IPA.
Again, inoffensive. It just does the job.
In the middle there. Like, didn't make me go wow like some of the others, or like one of them, as the case may be. But yeah, it was quite nice. I was quite happy with my selection. I don't think I got other than I'm a bit Morty. I didn't get anything that I went, I'm absolutely not drinking that. Everything was fairly pleasant apart from that one. But that one was exciting. I'm glad I tried it.
But again, hand brew co, it's not you, it's us.
It's not you, it's us. Yeah.
Don't have the thirst for pickle juice. No. And
keep your cucumbers away from a beer, please.
Get your cucumber away from me. It was I'm almost mad at myself because I should have known that that's what it was going to be.
Right? But when I tasted it, I went,
I think we even
known
said
it was going to be a pickle beer.
I feel like we even, when we discussed it, probably not when we were recording, but afterward, I think we even said, haha, like pickle beer. Like,
I think we did.
Should have known better. And then took a sip and it was, nope. So I was like, I have to force myself because I need to get my sips in to be able to fairly give this.
Yes, I was like, Gordon was like, are you going to drink that? I was like, I'm drinking enough to take notes and then I'm done.
Yeah, it was not popular in the South either. That saying, I'm sure there's lots of pickle lovers.
Yeah.
If you're a pickle lover, it's for you.
Check out Brewco.
And Brewco, I'm a beer Morty. Great name, great theme, Szechuan pickles. So I then also got Milton Keynes and Three Hills Concrete Countryside. That one I guess was just going to be a pale. I don't know why it gave me pale ale vibes. It was not a pale ale. It was a New England double IPA.
Oh.
It was all right. I think that was kind of one of the ones where it was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just fine. And there were elements to it that I kind of thought it's a bit flat compared to what I would expect it to be, which could be strictly down to the cannon or whatever. But try not to falter too much on that, because I mean, again, I didn't have to drain pour that one. That one was fine. I got Malmo and Bench Warmers Cool Cockatoo. I guess that was going to be something tropical. I thought it was going to be a New England IPA. What it turned out to be, apparently, so this is just according to that spreadsheet that you had sent, it's a wheat New England IPA. Ooh. So I got the New England IPA right, and it says with mango and coconut. So it does specify mango and coconut, and I loved it because it actually kind of lovely. Tasted like a pina colada.
Ooh, that's exciting.
It tasted like a pina colada. It tasted like a cocktail. It didn't taste like a beer. It tasted like a pina colada with like a bit of a twist to it. So not like a straight up pine. I think it was the mango. So it wasn't just like pineapple coconut. Yeah. I think the mango gave it like a little bit extra. It was really nice. I've got to say that was probably, it's between this and one other one that I'll get to after, that I think were maybe my top favorite of the pale box, because it was different. I think it was different, and I think the wheat mixed in with the New England IPA was quite good. Yeah. So got Liverpool and Black Lodge. Did somebody say Beveragino? I thought that was going to be something a bit Italian. Thought it was going to be like limoncello, citrus based and creamy. No, it was a chili, coconut and mango Berliner Weiss.
Oh, how was that?
Interesting. It was not to my taste, but it wasn't bad. It was very well done. Yeah. And it was all very well balanced. But when it comes to chili in my beers, I prefer it to be very subtle, sort of hit you kind of towards the lingering part of it, as opposed to being the main taste. And this was very much like the main taste was chili, and you got the heat from it, and it was interesting. I have no regrets over trying it because it was very interesting, and it wasn't something I would have ever guessed, and it wasn't something that if you told me what it was, I'd go and buy a 500ml crowler of it. But it was interesting. So I mean, I didn't have to bin it. I think I bin the second half of it just because I was trying to get through so many, and I didn't love it enough to stay on it, but it wasn't bad at all.
I have mixed feelings about chili and beer.
I think the thing is as well, is I was that's at the point that I was basically drinking them by myself. So I was like,
you don't want a whole one of that then.
I really don't want a whole one of this, but it wasn't bad enough to be poured.
Strategize.
Next time I will strategize better. So I've got Norwich and Burnt Mills From Afar. I guessed it was going to be an IPA, and it was a West Coast IPA. Very good. I really liked it. It was definitely up there for the top half. Not my favorite enough to take the top spot, but I would say that it was very good. Like, it wasn't one that I would just say, oh, it was fine. It was pretty good. Yeah. I've got Clerkenwell and Exhale Hippos Creek. I think I just said it was going to be a sour for the sake of it, because I didn't know what else, and I thought I hadn't really called anything else a sour, and it was a cherry sour.
Ooh.
Yeah, sounds more exciting than it tasted. I don't think it was awful, but again, it tasted flat. It tasted flat, and it had a taste to it that I was kind of like, has it gone off, or is it? It was a mix of, is it a bad beer? Is it flat? Is it this? But it was still drinkable. Like, I didn't feel it was something that was so bad, like oxidized to the point that I had to throw it away or something. But not the best, but not the worst. Definitely towards the lower end. But I've got Soho and Howland Hops Lucky Mother. So this one I thought was going to be a dipper. I was trying to put positive vibes out. If I had if I didn't have bad luck, I'd probably have no luck. So basically, it was the exact opposite of being a dipper. It was a table beer.
Oh.
And obviously, when I did my guessing, I had done it completely blind, not looking at the ABV. Yeah. It was a 2.8% table beer. And this was one that I think bordered on, is it oxidized?
Oh, really?
Is it a bad beer? It wasn't oxidized to the point that I tasted nothing. I think I even mentioned, if this is the one, let me have a look, because there was one that I think I sort of said, oh, it tastes a bit coconutty, and I was thinking maybe I've just made that up, but yeah, I said basically it looked a bit oxidized, and I was thinking it might be a bit oxidized, and it smelled a bit like tea. But yeah, I thought it tasted a bit like tea, and I got some coconut in it. So it's like, oh, I wonder if there's Sabro in it. And there was. So I got enough flavor out of it that I don't think it was oxidized, but definitely something I think had happened to it.
Yeah.
Didn't taste right. Next one I got was a Tower Hill and German Craft, and that's Maximilian. And that was a Hefeweizen. It's a dry hopped Hefeweizen. And that was actually up there, tied for probably my favorite, because it was very well executed. Really liked it. I've had German craft beer before, and they do a good job, and this was no exception. It was really good. I had Nottingham and Liquid Light, 7 Seas of Rye, which presumably I guess was a rye, and it was a red rye IPA with pineapple and grapefruit. Yeah, it was fine. Again, it was fine. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it wasn't bad. There was North Street and Revolution Sour Times 2020, which I guess was a sour, and it was. This one was the one, actually, that was the foraged blackberry sour, not the one that we mentioned. And that one, I think it looked nicer than it tasted. It was not the nicest sour I've had. It wasn't off. It just wasn't great, but it was, it was interesting to try, and it looked really pretty. I'll say that it was a very nice, pretty, like orangey color. Yeah. So, and then the last one I had was Nice and Brasserie de Liqueurs. I don't think I said that right. And that was White Dog, which I thought might be a saison. Got it right this time. Little less tired today, but yeah. And that ended up being a dry hopped American wheat ale. And again, it was fine. It was, I found, to put a little bow on all this, what I found is I expected to like the pales more than the stouts, because I'm more into the hoppiness and the big juicy flavors and all that. And I was like, I'm going to like the pale box hands down so much more than the dark. But actually, when they came, I recognized more in the dark box, and when I started drinking the dark box, there was so many more that I was like, this is amazing. With the pales, I found it a bit hit and miss, where there were some I was like, yeah, it's fine. There was a lot more that I felt, yeah, this is fine. I wouldn't get it again, but it's fine. Whereas the darks, I felt, even the ones that weren't to my taste, I was like, they're very well executed. It's just unfortunate I don't like that taste. But yeah. What do you think? Did you have the same, or did you know you were going to like the darks pretty much? I mean, I think anyways.
I think I knew you were going to like the darks. I was going to like the darks anyway, because they're my faves anyway. I was pleasantly surprised by the pales, actually, because I was slightly concerned that I was going to get like a lot of dippers, or IPAs, and I was going to
lots of hops.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But actually, there were some really interesting ones in there, including the pickle beer. Oh, God, yeah. I think this is. I
remember that one for sure.
This is exactly most
memorable.
Yeah, definitely. Award goes to most memorable beer.
Well done,
I'm a beer Morty. I think this is the beauty of Collabfest, is that you just get really random beers, and
I think the difficulty is we've got an old 500ml growlers as opposed to getting normally third servings. And you could sit there and go, I'm going to have one of everything, and get to actually try everything, and then decide what you like and don't like from the whole bunch. And then you're not stuck feeling you've got to drink, 500ml of it. But I think I went in with the mindset of, well, if I don't finish a whole 500, I don't finish a whole 500. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people sort of complained about it, but it was, for the pales, it worked out to be like £2 per can.
Yeah.
And for the darks, it worked out to be £2.50 a can, and it's like for 500 ml. So if I don't finish it all, I don't feel bad about it. I just treated it all like it was a taster.
Yeah. And without doing it this way, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
No, I've got to commend them, because I think they did everything they could to keep this event going. They've done something that they've never tried to do before, and
they'll be learning from it.
Exactly. And I think they did everything they thought they could. I know there was a lot of inconsistencies in the canning, there was a lot of inconsistencies in the delivery, but what I've also got to say is, you can say what you like, but they were like, contact us if something's gone wrong. I mean, to the point that there was some people got duplicates, and they weren't supposed to get duplicates. And I think they were like, well, if you get a duplicate, just contact us and we'll get it sorted for you. Like, it was not a problem if you had a duplicate, an oxidized can that you knew was oxidized, or DPD delivered it and decided to kick it up your drive, like a lot of people had. They were really good about making it right. Did you contact them about the one that exploded on you?
No, I'd opened it and put it in a bottle by the time they were talking about that, and I was just like, they're crowlers. Like, I'm not expecting them to be perfectly perfectly sealed, because that's not what a crowler machine's for. Like, what they've put it through with those machines, that's not what they're built for. So the fact that I got, one that was obviously leaking and potentially another one that just wasn't quite sealed right.
That's it. It's what you go with the expectation of, I think. And I think my expectation was, it's a risk. It's a risk that they're not going to be, that they're not all going to make it here in one piece. But, for the price, I was like, I'm just going to go for the punt anyways. And
I wanted to take part in Collabfest. I've not been able to get to one before. And I was able to do it this time in my own home. Like, if they were to do this again next year and put out for people that aren't near a bar, they'll do a select number of Collabfest at home boxes, I will join in.
I would do it again. I would do it again from home as well. Even living close enough to when I could, close enough to a bar that I could get to get the beers, I'd still enjoy doing it at home, because I liked the lack of hassle with the commuting to the bar, because you have to worry about, like, how am I getting there, how am I getting home, what time do I realistically need to get my last train at. I've got a dog who's going to watch my dog while I'm out for she stays home quite long periods of time by herself, but if you're going to make it an all day thing going into London, that's somebody needs to make sure they're there to give her company and a walk and everything. And it just becomes a mish, where it's like, if you're telling me I can do it in the comfort of my own home in my pajamas, like, I am so on board with that. So for me, it was great. It was worth the punt, and I thought that it was really good value for money.
And I don't think I would have tried as many, because I'd have probably gone up on one day. Yeah, I'm in London, so I can potentially hop around the bars and try different ones. But in one day, we're not necessarily going to try 24 different beers and feel okay the next day. Well, and then feel all right the next day. Like, whereas this, we could pace it out. We had 6 a day. Like, it was a really pleasant weekend that we had.
I enjoyed the stretch out of the weekend. What I think I would like to see next time is an option for it to go to, like, a pickup from your local bar, because I think then at least I can control when I'm gonna get it to a degree. Like, if they say pick it up, if you're in proximity of being able to pick it up the day before it's due to start, and then I know I've definitely got freshly filled cans. I know I'm going to deliver it safely. It's not going to go to DPD or somebody else like that. I won't miss it because I'm out of the house and have to have it redelivered 3 times or whatever. But I think some people went in with maybe a heightened expectation of what they were going to get. And, like, they said the mystery box, for example, that was a lucky dip, dealer's choice. And people were like, well, I am a bit pissed off I didn't get 6 of one and 6 of another. And it was kind of like, but they didn't promise that.
They didn't promise that. They just gave you whatever, and that's why. And I think it was made clear on like, some people were like, oh, I got a mystery box and a pale box, or I got a mystery box and a dark, and I've got duplicates. They said on the forum, when you're thinking about ordering, you will definitely get duplicates if you order a mystery box and a one-off box.
But I'm wondering if that message didn't necessarily, when they opened it up to people outside of EFP, where they don't have access to the forum, or that, the way that forum was moving so quickly, you probably would have missed it anyways. I'm wondering if they should have made it. I do think that they could have made lines of communication a bit better and easier, but it's a learning curve, because they didn't they've never done this scale thing before. So it's a lesson for next year. I mean, I do hope they, with the negative that's come out, I do hope that they don't look at that and go, oh, it's not worth us doing it like this again next year, because I know both of us would genuinely really enjoy doing it again this time next year in the same manner. So guess we'll have to see. But what did you make? So the other thing that happens over the weekend, obviously, is Saturday we had the live virtual pub, and they did the overall. So basically, they kind of had, it was the craft beer channel. Right. Craft beer channel. They were hosting it. I hadn't really heard of them before then. They hosted it, and then they threw it around to a bunch of different bars, and they threw it around to James and Martin, and I know I messaged you at the time. For me, I felt like they had said, oh, we're going to do this tasting at this virtual pub, and here's it was 4 or 5 beers they were going to be tasting. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it starts, and they're like throwing it over to James and Martin, and they start going through like rapid speed beers, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It was okay. Yeah. I don't know how I would do it differently. So I don't know, I don't know how. I can't criticize it really, because I was like, well, I get what you were trying to do. It was all right.
I think for me it would have been nicer if we had not, I think there wasn't. So I would have liked to have known the layout a bit better,
like a bit of an agenda.
Yeah, because I think it ended up getting a bit geeky for some people in the conversation, which I was fine with. I'm sure you were probably fine with it as well, but I know some people thought it was maybe just going to be a bit more like light-hearted.
It got a bit broy at one point as well.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, there's a lot of beard going on.
But they did bring from
the lady from Overtone was there.
Was her name Kaylee? Oh, Overtone, that's what it was. I knew it was
from Overtone,
one of the Scottish ones. Kaylee, I think her name was.
Yeah, I think so.
That was cool. It was nice seeing a female on there at one point.
But there was a point there where it was a bit broy, and I was like, okay, cool.
I think the only thing that I would suggest doing differently, if it were for me, just constructive criticism, is it would have been nice to have more user more not forced user engagement, but like more actual. I know they were reading the comments and they were trying to work things in, but it felt like there was probably better ways. I mean, I don't have any suggestions for how, but maybe better ways to have user engagement to make us all feel connected a bit better.
It was a bit kind of, we're just watching this presentation. Like I was on a podcast, on a Brewdog News podcast chat at the same time, and I zoned out and was chatting to the guys instead for a bit. And I was like, oh, I just missed what they were talking about.
That's pretty much what I was doing. Then I came back and was like, what have I come back to?
We're tasting that one now. Oh, okay. I think I'd have liked to have known the order that we were going to taste things in, because I kind of like, I was there and I was like, oh, I don't know what beer to open first, because I don't know what we're going to do. Okay, I'm just going to pick this one. And then they were going, like James and Martin were going really quickly through beers, and I was like, well, this can't be the tasting, because I think none of the beers that you said you were going to do.
I messaged you and I was like, this isn't right. We're supposed to be tasting these ones, and that's not what's happening. I was like, no, I
think this is just these two showing off, like. And I think that's going to be with the actual brewers, but you didn't know what order they were going to be in.
No,
so,
I think I assumed
and just drank beers.
It was going to be, because they had posted, oh, we're doing this beer, and I assumed it was going to go in the order of which they said it was happening, but that's not what happened at all. Whether that was planned or whether that went out the window because maybe somebody had technical difficulty or something like that, I don't know. I think for me, if there was just a bit more structure to it, communicated structure, and a bit more user engagement opportunities for people to be encouraged to interact with each other outside of the few people that were going off in the chat, that would have made it a better experience for me, because I know they did these virtual pubs, during lockdown. I never attended one, but I heard they were quite a good time, and it sounded as though they're maybe a bit different than what we did.
Oh, very different.
So maybe bring that element into it.
So I wasn't a massive fan of the pubs, just because it was quizzes and music and stuff, and it wasn't what I what I enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed when during the week they'd do beer tasting schools and like educational ones. So there was there was one with Plague Fisher over his art, and there was like a sour beer school and like with Overworks, and then there was some tasting schools with Paddy from Dalston. Like I really enjoyed those. But they were a bit like, they felt a bit more interactive because it was just like, okay, we're going to taste this beer now. This is how you're going to smell it. This is how you're going to this is how you're going to taste it. This is what to expect. Whereas it was a bit geeky, which is fine. I don't mind geeky, but yeah, it didn't. I don't think it really engaged people. I think it was just for you to listen to.
I felt like they could have done pre-recorded stuff and given you the pre-recorded stuff, pre-recorded snippets that probably would have had better sound quality.
Yeah, some of the sound was really
all of a sudden one guy's shouting and I'm like, whoa. Bless him, because he didn't, it wasn't intentional at all. It was just obviously the difference in sound quality. My favorite, can I tell you, my favorite was the guy in Ohio. He was my favorite hands down because bless him, he had his Budweiser hat on. That made me happy right away, because I was like, this is amazing. We're doing a Brewdog Collabfest. He works at Brewdog and he's wearing a F-word and Budweiser hat on. It was the most American thing in the world. And then he was like, hey man, I don't know your name. They had no introduction prior to it, and that made me laugh.
I actually really enjoyed the guy in Brisbane. He was excellent. He was the highlight of the whole thing, I think, and showing us around Brisbane. He was really knowledgeable. He was doing it at like 4 a.m. in Australia.
Yeah, honestly.
Time, and he was like probably like, "Hey guys," he was great. Yeah,
he's excited.
He was the highlight of my Collabfest broadcast. He was great.
I just honestly, the American guy. There was nothing. And I'm not critiquing him. What I'm saying is, I genuinely loved the fact that he was just that. It was that American friendliness. Big old Budweiser hat. No, but I did.
I've got a trucker hat somewhere. Wonder where my trucker hat is.
Does it say Budweiser?
No, I've got a John Deere one.
You need to change it for a Budweiser one.
No, I bought it at a truck stop in Texas.
Double brilliant. The real deal.
John Deere, my John Deere trucker hat.
But yeah, I thought there was some interesting stuff that was being said, and Brisbane definitely had a lot of interesting stuff coming out of it. But had they recorded it in pre-recorded snippets where we knew the audio was all right, and for us to just watch at our own leisure over the course of the weekend while we sort of had the beers, would have been nicer. Maybe they should have just done one for each beer, and then we could have watched it as we drank our beer if we wanted to, or foregone it completely. I don't know, but something I think they will probably pick up the feedback for, and because I know there was some feedback on it, and probably next year if they do it in this format, change how they do it. But it was interesting. It was good for something you don't have to pay extra for or anything like that. It was, you can't really complain, can you?
Can't complain.
Can't complain.
Still gonna.
Yeah, I mean, there will be people that still do, but I definitely won't.
Right. Well, on that note, that's our little roundup of Collabfest. Hope you've enjoyed hearing our nonsense about it, and hope that you enjoyed Collabfest if you took part. If not, highly recommend it for next year, whether it's at home or in the bars. Right. So if they want to tell you where you can get pickle beers.
Oh God!
Tori, where can they get hold of you?
Can I give out a fake handle because I don't want pickle beers?
What about if they tell you where?
You know what? They can tell me. They can tell me what their favourite and least favourite of Collabfest, if they participated, or which one are they gutted to have missed out if they didn't participate. Or you can tell me your thoughts on pickle beer if you want, and where to get them. And you can get me on Instagram at adventures_in_optimism. So what about you? Where can they get you and tell you all about your favourite pickle beer?
Get a hold of me and fight me that Stout Pout was the best beer.
We're going back to fighting now. We're getting aggressive again.
fight me that Stout Pelt wasn't the best beer, because it was. You can find me at A Woman's Brew. That's on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Or you can find my beer school, Love Beer Learning, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can email us, lovebeerlearning@gmail.com, or you can go to the website, lovebeerlearning.co.uk. So we are available on all of the big podcasting platforms. You can ask your smart speaker to play us. Just ask it to play A Woman's Brew, the podcast, and she should play it if she's listening. And you can
she's always listening.
She's always listening. Or you can find us on YouTube. Come and watch us. Some of them are better watching because we're just a bit mad.
I mean, that's generous.
Yeah.
We're a bit mad.
We're a little bit mad, air quotes for those listening. Right, on that
note, if you were watching.
Yeah, you'd know how mad we are if you were watching. On that note, till next time, cheers.
Cheers.